In 1942, ARA had his first one-man show at the Chetana Art Gallery, which was organized by Keku Gandhi of Kemold Art Gallery. And he also did a stage decor for the theatre unit's production of Egon Vieta's Iphigenia in America in 1955. ARA was a part of the managing committee of the Bombay Art Society and selection judging committee of Lalit Kala Academy, New Delhi, and also later years he spent his life at Artist Center in Kalaghoda, and his works are of various genres, which is we can divide into broadly still lifes, nudes, and landscapes. Also, he did some unusual sketches and very spontaneous works, but his main purpose of painting in the philosophical term is Anandamaya, where he always wanted to be happy. That's why he painted flowers, because he always thought the flowers are the most beautiful, colorful entities. And the same with women. And without looking at them with the erotic angles or anything, he just painted them as they are. And lots of models, the young women, volunteer to pose for ARA. This was his USP, and he was prolific in his the kind of works he did, the number of paintings he painted, and he was unstoppable. And also, he inspired young artists to paint the walls of the Prince of Wales Museum. He contributed his might by organizing fundraising events during the Bangladesh War. He also painted the rape of Bangladesh, the paintings he painted, and he had a big show. On the paintings were all bought by an American buyer, Michael Chase, and he went on painting various topics, and especially the patriotic ones, where the people fought the British Raj, and so he was a multifaceted personality who went on till the end. In 1985, he passed away, and he also created some of his students like Zina Patan, Rukhsana Patan, and quite a few artists learnt under ARA, and they became artists. And he also organized some of the events in the Artist Center, where people like Badri Narayan and artists like Kaitunde and all these people participated, and he was very friendly with the quite of artists like Krishan Khanna, then Satish Gujaral. They were all very closely connected, and later, of course, he became very friendly with the younger artists like Prabhakar Kolte and myself, of course. Then uh, Chandra Doshi, Saddev. Then quite a few young artists became his friends, and we all have seen. And he used to come to my studio in Kulaba, in Puspabhavan, where I had my studio, and I had a HMV record player, and I had all the Western records of uh, Tina Turner and all those great Bob Marley and all those. So we used to dance, and Ara used to dance with the youngsters from JG School Parks. We used to have fun. He was a young man of whatever his age was. We never bothered because he was full of life, and he took us to different realms of life itself, and he made everyone happy. And and then he used to stand at the entrance of Jangirat Gallery, and he would call me because I used to work in Ratna Bharati and Ratan Batra and Samar Das Gupta as an illustrator for children's books, and he knew that I was the only artist who was little prosperous than the others because we were strugglers, and he wanted to help those artists. So there were artists coming to showcase their works in Jahangir Gallery, but they were not selling. So he knew that I had a friend in Air India. So he would force me, or rather inspire me, to take these artists' works along with the artists and introduce them to Air India, and then get their works sold. So this is, and also not only sold, I had to get the checks made on the same day so that they can return home. So this was Ara's philanthropy, his charity, and he used to stand, and Mrs. Usha Brajvanskhanna of Samovar, she used to say to me so many incidents where Ara gifted her an 8-foot nude, because for what? For her, for cooking Baingan, that is brinjal. He wanted to eat brinjal one day, and so samovar prepared specially 14 rupees. She said, I spent 14 rupees to get the brinjal specially to make a dish for Ara. And Ara relished it so much, and while leaving, he gifted a painting which is worth, we don't know what is it worth today. So he was like that. And K.K. Hebbar, when once I had gone to his residence in Kalanagar, and his daughter Rekha Rao and Rajini, his daughters, they invited me there, and there was a roll of Ara's painting lying on the loft. And when I asked about it, he said, when Ara and Hebbar, they were getting down, Ara gifted a painting to one of his friends. And that friend, when next time, when Hebbar visited him, that painting was in the washroom. So, is it the place to display? When Hebbar questioned him, he said, you want to take it, you take. So this is how that role is now in K.K. Hebbar's residence. So Ara used to be very generous, and he always felt that his paintings should go and be a part of people's homes, but the corporates also enjoyed, like ACC and all the big companies. They used to buy paintings from Ara, and especially the Europeans, they came, they always bought his paintings, and though he was struggling, he was not complaining. He was always laughing, he was smiling, and so this is something which we all as artists should learn from these seniors of us, like Ara, especially Ara Saab.